Hi, this is Dean Cardinal with Worldwide Trekking, and today we're going to talk about trekking safety on your Everest Base Camp trek. Okay, so it's really important that you trek safely, that you travel safely when we're making our way from village to village, hiking up the Khumbu Valley. Your guide will go over a general safety talk and briefing every evening right before dinner, and that general briefing is going to give you some information that's really helpful. What altitude are we at? What altitude are we going to? How far is the distance? How much time should it take? What kind of layers I might want to add to my day pack as I ascend up into higher altitudes, village to village, into the valley. Generally, you want to be aware of what's on the trail. You want to move slowly. If you get tired, take a break. Don't rush down hills. If it's dusty, the trail might be slippery. You listen to your guide. They'll identify all the things that are hazards and the safety concerns each day, and then you can just enjoy a nice, safe trek to Everest Base Camp. The most common thing that I see is people that have blisters starting or hot spots in their feet because of their boots. You want to identify those rather quickly. If you have a hot spot in your boot, don't hope it goes away. Stop, adjust your sock. If you can identify things as you move, let your guide know. Stop, check yourself out, try to make an adjustment so you don't make a problem that's starting a worse problem or something that you're actually having to deal with later on. As we make our way up the valley, we're on narrow trails, and there's always pack animals, yaks and donkeys and horses. You know, these are animals that they use to transport all of the goods from village to village as we go up the valley. You want to stay out of their way. So if we're on a narrow trail, oftentimes on that trail there's a river bank in the lower valley that's going down, or maybe a steep slope off to the side of the trail. We always want to move towards the inside of the trail. We're going to let the animals pass by us on the outside. I never want to be between the animal and someplace I don't want the animal to bump me to, like down a steep bank or something like that. All of these animals are going to be wearing big yak bells or bells around their neck, and you're going to hear them from a ways away to give you good notice to get out of their way. Another thing that happens is we go over a number of long suspension bridges. And when we go over long suspension bridges, you know, halfway across that bridge, if there's something coming our way, it can be hard to get around them. They're very safe, they're strong cable, they have high sides, but they can be quite narrow. So what you want to do is when you're coming up to a suspension bridge, before you start across the bridge, you want to look across the bridge and you want to look down the trail. If I see 10 yaks coming and they're 20 feet from starting onto the bridge, I'm going to let them come across first before I start out across the bridge. Or 3 porters carrying huge loads with namlus on their heads. Those are some things that are going to say, like, I'll let these guys come across and then I'll just go across. Many times when people get halfway across the bridge, they always want to stop, they want to take some pictures, they want to look around, and it's nice to not have people and traffic coming your way. Other than that, some other safety things that are good to have is it's nice to have trekking poles. Trekking poles are going to give you good stability. They're also going to help distribute the energy from your body. So instead of just carrying the load on your legs and your lower back as you lean forward, now I have 2 trekking poles. I can use those to use my arms and my upper body as we go. And when I come downhill, I can lengthen my pole a little bit and I can reach out. It's going to prevent me from slipping and sliding out on the trail. You want to make sure that you're hydrating along the way. You're going into high altitude. You want to hydrate during the day, little sips all the time. Oftentimes our group of guests is taking Diamox. Diamox is going to make them urinate more, they're going to need to drink more, and that whole process of drinking fluids and excreting the waste is helping your body acclimatize. I hope this answered some of your questions on how you can trek and travel safely when you're trekking to Mount Everest Base Camp. Learn more by reading our travel blog, watching the rest of this video series, or contact us directly at Worldwide Trekking.